Hello, guys. Welcome to today's show. My name is Chooks, and you're on GFL TV, the home of football. So, if today is the first time we see our program, for you to bring you the latest Arsenal news updates as they drop all over the world. So, for now, I'm gonna start with tonight's show. So, when I know vex the show, they come very, very late. This New Yam Festival, what they do now for 4 days: 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. So today na the first day. So I did very, very busy. A lot of masquerades came to my place, lots of visitors. So I no get chance yet. So that's why I never even fix the bulb and all that. But I say make I no see sleep on the news we just in my hand. Make I see drop a more and I hear my voice more. All right, let's proceed. Now, so goal.com got to tell us the story of Paul Merson, where they talk say Arsenal will win the Premier League with Eze in the convinced. So you not see anybody will tell him you get. So Paul Merson, Arsenal win the Premier League with Eze, Gunners legend Paul Merson tips his former side to finally end the 22-year wait for title after agreeing to sign Crystal Palace star. In fact, when you read the entirety of the reports, Paul Merson was telling Sky Sports Eze is a brilliant signing for Arsenal. It's a game changer and a perfect fit. If Arsenal had let Spurs get him, I would have had to question what the club was doing because he's a quality player. Arsenal struggle when teams come to the Emirates Stadium and put everyone behind the ball, packing the bus. So now be the way we him the look at you get. So now as you see that they struggle to break teams down with those tactics, so it not really make any sense. Now the question I want me to ask: do you subscribe to the line of thoughts of people like Paul Merson? Or maybe you know really didn't support, subscribe with the dog? Because personally for me, I honestly think Arsenal, as they don't get abilities, they stand a very, very high chance of winning something because now we have brought in a player we go fit change the dynamics of our gameplay. They will set up our team, they will try to play, it will really make sense. Especially when we know say for the Emirates Stadium, teams set up 10 men behind the ball and play a low block. So now very like all of us don't analyze the very easy here. We know say we really, really need them. You get. So the person will really suffer from a very easy. Now be this Martinelli. But at the end of the day, like what I was saying when I was watching him today, it now depends on how Ateta want play very easy. Is he going to play him on the left? Is he going to play him as an Odegaard cover or somebody that will supersede Odegaard? Is he going to play him as somebody that will play number 8 so that Declan Rice will be relegated to playing the defensive cover and Zubimendi will play on the bench? Like so many different ways. Or are we going to play double pivots of Zubimendi, Rice, and Beretize will play 8 so that Odegaard will play 10? So we won't get like 2 10s. Like so many type of combination what we do now. Option where we no get before. Because especially when you're playing at home, I play all this small, you play 10 men behind the ball, you need 2 creative outlets to make it work. So me, I really, really subscribe to what Paul Merson is saying. That in fact, by signing this guy, we don't really league. Now, Paul Merson is not the only person that shares this line of thoughts. Even somebody like Gabriel Agbola. You see, in fact, Spurs have handed Arsenal the league by letting them hijack Eze and Sinawoti in your own opinion be. And for me, I really, really subscribe to this line of thoughts because now the same thing. It gets to really let me know what you think about what's in Gabi Agbonla or Merson and every other person is saying. Now, CBR chief correspondent Graham Bailey want to let us know wetin people they talk inside Tottenham Hotspur, how people inside Tottenham Hotspur are actually feeling after Arsenal snatch ability because they're not really really they happy with the way things happen. At CBR revealed that Eze actually held talks with Thomas Frank and was ready to join Tottenham Hotspur, but his stance changed once Arsenal came into the picture. Spurs, unsurprisingly, are disappointed, you get, but they had this feeling that the deal could happen a few days ago. In fact, I was watching Talk Sports today. Simon Jordan and some other people, they call the talk say Daniel Levy had the option to have paid that 68 million, even though the clause don't expire. But he could have paid that money and collected it. But Tottenham Hotspur instead can they offer below. They offer below. Arsenal paid 67.5 million, close to the 68 million which Crystal Palace they asked for. And not just that, the add-ons so we offer, because remember we are giving them 60 million fixed. then 7.5 in add-ons. Now that add-ons is easy to achieve add-ons. You get so Crystal Palace, they won't be say Spurs and Arsenal agree the same money. So they don't really get any preference where the player go. And the player gets Arsenal for him blood. Yes. So everything just dey easy. So but at the end of the day, now our win. And what make the thing come sweet be say now our rivals then be. So we can't steal the guy from them. So that one come make the thing come be like the icing on the cake for Arsenal fans. So me, I just dey very, very happy. In fact, Graham Bailey got the talk say Tottenham must actually inquired about the situation. Okay, see now, Spurs they angry with Crystal Palace. Now Spurs won't hijack Crystal Palace deal for El Canusis. Crystal Palace already agreed terms with the player, but Spurs they vex and they won't go hijack him. Just like them don't already agree terms with Eze. At the same time, we can't go hijack the deal. In fact, do you know what I read today? They say the agents of Eze, now the Miguel Delany of the Independents, and talk this one today. The agent of Eze has very good relationship with Crystal Palace. When Spurs here say the agent get good relationship with Spurs. When Spurs want to say Arsenal they carry Eze, Spurs no waste time. They can't offer Richarlison. Where they say in value now like 50 million or so for that player. They can't offer and say okay, take this same money and still Richarlison and give us Eze. Still work. They contact the agents of Ability. They say, is there anything we can do to fast track this deal and get this player? The agent say, "Mom, I will not feel like for you. You guys already go join Arsenal, so there's nothing you can do." So now, so Arsenal take steal this player from them. So, like I told you, Tottenham Hotspur is trying to see how they can steal El Canusis from Crystal Palace. So, more they see how that one self will go down at the end of the day. So, speaking to ESPN, this is why I even bust my brain because Frank Leboeuf when they slam Arsenal for hijacking Tottenham Hotspurs. Imagine this kind of rubbish talk. They slam Arsenal and say, why Arsenal will collect Eze? They say, what did they want use and do? Imagine when you have somebody like Eze, you go for like somebody that you are paying 68 million. Why would you be paying that kind of money when you already have somebody like Martinelli? You have somebody like Trossard, you have somebody like Noni Madueke who can play on the left. Make that make sense. See the kind of stupid question we like make that make sense. All of us know say we need deputy Odegaard or somebody that can able supersede and do more than Odegaard. At the end of the day, you they ask if no be bias, or maybe then they pay some people money to come talk nonsense. Why you would ask this kind of question? So what they ask now what use this guy do? But if teams come to the Emirates Stadium and play 10 men behind the ball, now still this type of pundits will come outside and say Arsenal cannot break them down. Now when we try to fix that problem, you turn around and say, why are we getting you see, we cannot lie for you. Many people they see they know they happy say when they get this deal done. Like they're plenty gone you get because the Arsenal fans could see Eze in action at the Emirates Stadium as early as Saturday because you talk about when Eze is going to get his debut. Now, as it be now, the call the doctor say, on Friday be medical. I will say away. On Friday night be medical. Now, the law will say if they fit do that medical on time, register the player before 12, Eze go dey eligible to play against Leeds. But if they don't fit do am on time, we go launch am against Liverpool because don't forget say after Leeds na Liverpool, we go launch am. So yeah, Liverpool and Liverpool already know the kind of quality we be because he play them for cup. He gets we be the star and the guy he do normal. He gets so he go play that like. I don't know how my body is sweet me for this ability. Like I dey try to contain my joy. You don't really understand. But just like having two creative outlets in our team, like he goes a long way. He goes a long way. So I just hope they do the medical on time because in fact on Thursday will be today. Ability was supposed to play against Fredriksson, I believe their name for this conference league kini. So they're not gonna let them play based on say go make sense now. Your medical on Friday, you're going to play for Crystal Palace on Thursday. What if you can't get one injury? You can scatter everything. What thing I go explain to Arsenal? Then they say that 68 million player don't get injury and I give an the injury. Like it don't go make any sense now. So that's why that one no work. Now, away from that, Arsenal fans in their excitement and the euphoria surrounding this ability video, they have erected a mural overnight. Get after dramatically hijacking Tottenham Hotspur's move for like they know they waste time. You get they already set up the mural. Are they very very happy now? Simon Jordan can they react to this Arsenal? I don't know why they call it Arsenal hijacking. Should be now we first go for the player. Spurs can't come to hijack him. So they shouldn't be saying hi. We know they try hijack and now we get them before. We just collect what to be our property. So now Simon Jordan can talk say at the end of the day, Arsenal's projects cannot be equaled, cannot be equated, cannot be compared with what Spurs are doing. If you join Spurs, the aim and objective there now top four. If you join Arsenal, you are competing for honors. That's what thing that they try to explain. If you join Arsenal, you are competing for honors. So there is no way somebody will go get logical thinking will see Arsenal projects. You can't go join the Spurs project unless maybe you know they're good enough to compete. You cannot still maybe you don't want just compete. You won't go where you go be number one. You don't want to fight for your place because come to think of it, what be the guarantee say abilities will just enter, go to the left, and Martinelli and Trossard go there for the bench. I don't really know. So now when the guy joins, we will see how things they go. I beg, looking at let me know whether they hear me clearly and you can see me clearly. You know, say like I talk now, MTN and they use and I know the Lagos are there for village for our New Year festival. So I want to be sure that you guys can see me clearly. I can hear me clearly, even if the visual is not that clear. By tomorrow, I will fix this bulb and get a better bulb. But just I beg clarify me, say when they hear me, so that one save the now. We can't hear how Ebirichize they joined Arsenal. Did you know that Ebirichize was actually sold on the idea of joining Arsenal since meeting sporting director Andrea Berta and Mikel Arteta last month? So now then cleaned out, explain to them how they want to use them, what's in their plan, how they want to break the monopoly of Manchester City and Liverpool. Because when you look at the last 5-6 years, yes, you go see now two of them and they always the win since there. So we try to see how we take break and we have enter inside. So as Andrea Berta and Mikel Arteta spoke to him, he was sold on the projects and he said, okay, I will join you guys. Now, what we want to hear about Chelsea? Say Chelsea have less than 2 weeks to prove to UEFA that they have balanced their books enough to be permitted and add their summer signings to Enzo Maresca's Champions League squad. Now, this same thing David Ornstein, they talk, say Arsenal are PSR, like they are PSR compliant, over compliant, they get headroom when it comes to PSR. But when it comes to UEFA's FFP, the financial fair play policy, we don't really get that much headroom. You get. Look at Chelsea. The ojoro that they do for the EPL, where we say one of their board of directors, one of their administrators go sell the club, give another of the board of director. They go use that one pass the profitability and sustainability regulation policy. But when it comes to UEFA, they found one thing. So now that area, Arsenal don't want to do all those mago, but more just the see how things they go. Now, Fabrizio Romano is saying those around Iberichize are insisting that even when he was close to joining Spurs, he had his heart set on Arsenal, according to the Mirror again. If you're mad, if this guy can go join Tottenham Hotspur, if you're mad, see, what do they call him? Charles Watts. That's why just smile, just they happy, see now what you know they pray for scenes, Arsenal don't sign the player, very, very good. Get so the guy go help Odegaard out in terms of creativity and all whatnot. So away from that, even David Onstacker talks say we are hearing really good things about Andrea Berta, how he operates. He is said to be one of the leading professionals in football in this role, but it's not all about the signings. It's about the sales too. Let's see what he and Arsenal can actually do. Now, based on the match of Crystal Palace played today, don't say Belichick is not involved. Instead of Crystal Palace manager to talk, say, okay, that because he won't join Arsenal, will not mean get injury. But back talk say Belichick is call him for phone, tell him saying they sick, saying no well, saying no go feel involved for today game. Say I beg, may they no play. So that's why ability is no play for Crystal Palace today. And don't forget, tomorrow is doing his medical, like I explained. It no go make sense. So you play on Thursday and your medical on Friday, they go new club. Club is ready to spend 68 million. You can't go play today, can't go get injury. Make it make sense. Now we're gonna get clarity on what's happened for this. Do you know that Steve Parish, who is the chairman of Crystal Palace, has a close relationship with Tim Lewis, who is the vice president at Arsenal? You get more than the relationship we get with Daniel Levy, will be the chairman of Tottenham Hotspur. Yesterday, I be there before yesterday, Steve Parish, the chairman of Crystal Palace, and Daniel Levy, the chairman of Tottenham Hotspur, held a meeting where they can't decide. Where Spurs can't talk, say, okay, they go pay the money where Crystal Palace they fine before Arsenal can suggest themselves, can also make the deal happen. So that's why this, you see, all this relationship for administrators, they really, really go a long way in all this. And I try to make the video, make it not too long. We're only 15 minutes already, so make it just within 20 minutes. So I will soon wrap up in no time. Now, Eberechi Eze will complete his medical and register by 12 p.m. on Friday to be eligible to face Leeds, I think, on Saturday or thereabouts. So when that time reaches, we will know. So as you see the report where the Daily Star put out, Arsenal deny Eberechi Eze his wish to assist him. What will be the wish? Eberechi Eze won't play for this conference league match, but Arsenal not clearing out to make him not involved for the match because they really, really need them. You get so Arsenal and Crystal Palace and say making no worry, making back bay. Now, was it the day before yesterday? Which day we hear say Arsenal and Trossard don't agree new contracts. For this contract now, it will interest you to know that we did not increase the year. Before now, Trossard contract will expire 2027. This new contract now still 2027. The only change we say we increase in salary. The question is why? You get so there's a new law for this EPL say before league starts. If you want to increase, like you want to do this type of contract, they say, I want to increase only your salary, but not your tenure, the year. You can actually do it before. Now, be the contract where they don't give Trossard since we never agree sign. Why no one sign them? Trossard is about 30 going on 31. So in contract will expire 2027. So in wants me then give them an extension. You get better 2027 become 2028 or 2029. But Arsenal said no. You get by that time we feel they look for a younger player that can play like you. So instead, maintain your 2027, but we will increase your money. Now make the guy never sign. Nobody say Arsenal no increase the money that time. So that's why Trossard can say, okay, oh, better Kokuma sign them now because this one Arsenal don't sign Gyökeres, don't sign different people. Maybe yeah, go really make sense. This season, maybe we'll win something. That's why they say why Trossard was allowed a new contract. According to reports from the Athletic, Premier League rule states that clubs can only improve a player's wages while extending the contract before the competitive season kicks on. So for those who think say maybe because of Kai Havertz injury they give Trossard the new contract, no. So they don't already give up before the season starts because you can't even do this thing where Arsenal do midway through the season. It is illegal. Now, away from that, this one going to let us know, say, Liverpool Chiefs have approved a new bid of £130 million for Alexander Isak. Oh, more. And as soon as it happen, Arsenal sign Gyökeres. Liverpool bid us, oh yeah, they go bid 120 million for Isak, you know work. Now we don't bust their brain, carry very cheesy, don't they plan 130 million now. To say, okay, because this Isak, if you look at Isak, may they forget the league. If they carry Isak, we don't carry Eberechi Eze, plus people will get, but now equal, you get, we go drag and they go. So, but if they do mistakes, say they don't collect this Isak, they don't forget the league. So now, okay, Ben Jacobs is saying apparently Eze's come down with a nasty case of gonorrhea. Gonorrhea overnight. This story is very, very funny, you get. Now, look at this funny story. And Wissa will be this Brentford player, where they try to force him way to Newcastle. They say won't take Brentford to court to ensure, say, to compel them to sell him. Like, who does this? I never see where player carrying club go court to force. They say make court compel them, make court give order, make them sell them. I never see where that kind of one they happen. And the first time with me, I did read something like that, but more just to watch and see. And like I'm keenly interested in seeing how that story will go. Now, many people don't call me today, ask me about this particular story, and not just today, even before say, Sachooks, is it true that Arsenal are interested in signing Lyon's Malik Fofana? I say, I don't really know. So today now, cut off side, they let us know, say, Arsenal are interested in signing Lyon winger Malik Fofana, as well as Eberechi Eze. You get, so we don't already get the Eberechi Eze. So this Malik Fofana, we'll just see whether it will materialize. Because don't forget, we are still looking for another striker based on what Duka Havers. We still need somebody. You get, so more to watch. Now, the hand of Arsenal, let us know, say, when Andrea Beretta called to formalize Arsenal's interest, Eberechi Eze ordered his agents to stop talks with Tottenham Hotspur over a potential move. You know, 1 year say then do mistake, that one can't be, here we go. So Crystal Palace, okay, I think I've taken this particular story. Let's move on to something else. So now, look at this interesting story from Mike Keegan, who's one of the journalists who they give us the sporting stories. He say, rather than focusing on 3 groups, starters, backups, and prospects, Arsenal's emphasis has been on making groups 1 and 2 almost indistinguishable. Like you know, if you differentiate them from each other. Now, what is the goal? The goal of Arsenal is to ensure we don't really have backups. We only have a large pool of starters, which means first 11 and second 11 are good to go. Look, for example, the match we played against Manchester United. We come out Ben White. We come out Ricardo Calafiori. We put Simba and Mysus Kelly. That Simba and Mysus Kelly are good enough to even start, to even put Ben White and Calafiori on the bench. That is the new goal for Arsenal. You say, if they see first 11, if they see second 11, you go the one that say, who be the first 11 self? Because everybody they good enough to start. So now the new this Andrea Berta and the new mindset so we get for here like this, and the thing they give me joy. I just feel very, very happy, I swear. All right, so away from that, so Ateta self they talk about Gyökeres. I can't even say okay, Gyökeres is I'm saying now the best penalty taker we will get for Arsenal, according to what I see for the report. Now, whether they will change our penalty designated taker. So Victor Gyökeres, I don't really know. More to watch and see Adam and Google. All right, away from that, let's bring you a message from one of our sponsors, Moby World Associates and Co Limited. They're into construction services, dredging, canalization, mechanical and fabrication services, procurement services nationwide. So if you want to reach out to them, you can call them on +234 8064642234, and they're located at number 7 Ekeniwa Road, Orazi, opposite St. Stephen's Anglican Church, Port Harcourt. So if you're interested in any of the services, please do reach out to them. So away from that, we have another story where they talk say Josh Kroenke was actually in the UK, and as in the UK. So Josh Kroenke now give the go ahead, make Arsenal run the deal for Eberechi because Arteta and Andrea Berta actually pitched the deal to him, say, I beg, help us run this thing, Kayavas don't get injury. That's why me I the suspect say Arteta and Kayavas not plan this thing. I the suspect, and then plan this thing. No worry, later in a few weeks now, go say Kayavas injury is not really that serious. Good. Maybe in the next 2 weeks he'll be back. After all, they don't already run this that deal. But all the same, so I think the biggest news of the day or the night, whichever we got this like the first show we are doing today. Now the fact say Arsenal go win the league according to Paul Merson, is an Arsenal legend. Say as they don't buy Eberechi, Arsenal go win them. And this motion is seconded by Gabriel Agbonlahor. Say Spurs already give Arsenal the league, and Spurs allow Arsenal hijack the deal for Eberechi. So with that being said, I think it's a fine place for us to call the show and then like come your way tomorrow morning by the grace of God to give you the morning news. So then thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of the night. Now good night. I'm gonna get out. All right, guys. Now bye bye. I hope that was fun. I hope you guys can see me. So then don't worry. Tomorrow is another day. Now good night.